campaigns that are still going off of 404, 204 double prime voters. It's antiquated.
And Hillary is going to take the Obama model, and she's going to run with it. That's what people don't understand. He's plowed the road, so to speak.
And you're right about Ned Ryan. What his system does, as I understand it, it connects the iPhone to those mobile platforms, much like the Democrats. Since my article came out, I got to tell you this: we have gotten calls. I've gotten emails from people of former retired government officials who dealt with data analytics for the government, who don't want anything. They cannot get their phone calls returned from the Republican National Committee. RNC refuses to meet with them the whole bit. That is absolutely ridiculous.
The man knows everything, doesn't he? From foreign policy to national security to talking nerdy to me. Everything I wanted from an interview and more from Van Hipp.
Gino, I'm a Renaissance man.
More so than anyone we've ever had. American Defense International, Fox News contributor.
Mr. Do-It-All.
You gotta see the photos of him fishing and hunting with his kids on the Facebooks and all that stuff. Van, my God, it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Thank God for everything you're doing, and we're going to talk a lot more, obviously, down the road.
I appreciate what y'all are doing. You're spreading the word, getting the message out. Thanks to both of you for what you do.
Well, you're part of our growth, man. Thank you so much. We're at halftime here behind Enemy Lines. Thanks for listening to the show. I'm Gene. Russ is not with us again this week because we're doing our best of 2016. He'll be sure to join us on our first live show of the new year. That's for sure. But I want to thank you guys for listening to the show. You can check us out at www.behindenemylinesradio.us. Check us out on the Facebooks and the Twitters at BEL_radio. But if you miss any part of this show, which we usually do live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday nights on Spreaker, you can check us out at any one of our rebroadcast outlets, including WJHC 107.5 FM in Jasper, Florida, WDDQ 92.1 FM in Adel, Georgia, and WLBB 1330 AM in Carrollton, Georgia, all part of the Red Nation Rising Radio Network. You can also check us out at KLRN Radio, High Plains Talk Radio and Sackheads Media, ICRN, the Internet's Conservative Radio Network, and Lanterns Radio at lanterns.buzz. But if you miss us on any one of those rebroadcasts, you can check us out on demand anytime you want to at Spreaker, iTunes, Player FM, Podbay, TuneIn, Stitcher. You can discover us on Google Play Music. You can find us on SoundCloud and also on iHeartRadio, baby. Wow, the growth of the show is exploding. 3 stations now. It's pretty darn good if you ask me. I like the growth. I like the progress. I'm hoping we're going to see even more in the new year. It's going to be great. But as we're closing the chapter that is 2016, I just want to say what a life we have here behind Enemy Lines. The growth of the show, everything that we're doing, it's phenomenal. And part of our growth and part of the things that we do is a little party we like to throw at CPAC every year. It's kind of become, I think, Vanity Fair called it disgustingly legendary, which I don't think you can get any better praise than that from Vanity Fair magazine if you're throwing the wildest party at CPAC every year. Total respect to James O'Keefe, who you'll be hearing from later, and the Project Veritas party that's thrown there. Total respect to that party. That party's probably the biggest party at CPAC. But I think we definitely have the most, like I said, disgustingly legendary party, which we started as a tradition with our friend Steve Stockman. And you can kind of hear the fun that we have behind Enemy Lines, that wit, that sarcasm, the camaraderie that we have. In this interview that I did, again, it's from CPAC, and this was with our friend Shaun Adkins and Amanda Kohut. Shaun was a guest on the show, and we just kept him on for the whole show. You heard him with Andrew Marr earlier. This is kind of the continuation of that. And we had Steve come on the show, and I believe that another congressman, I think it was Mark Meadows, may have come on as well and popped on there. I have to re-listen to it to hear it, but you'll hear it right now.
I got to introduce Shaun Adkins right now to one of the greatest congressmen to ever walk the halls of Congress. Currently not there, but let me do this right now on air. Standing interview. I'm going to do it live. Shaun, grab this microphone with me right now.
I got it.
We're going to bring into the show, live right here on WNJC 1360 AM, I'm going to call him my godfather, Congressman Steve Stockman. Congressman, come in here.
How you doing?
We got 4 mics set up here, right? So let's all go back to the table. You're going to sit over there. We're going to sit over here. Steve's going to take this one.
I'll start.
We're going to all talk together.
Everybody,
Congressman,
somebody. I'll stand and shake his hand here. He's singing to me.
This isn't karaoke. That's later tonight. This is
yeah.
fantastic. I'm going to get a shot of all that. Congressman, sit down with me here.
How are you?
Congressman Steve Stockman from the great state of Texas, formerly representing, what district was it? The 30?
Yeah, 36.
I was close.
The Fighting 36.
Hoorah. Absolutely. Sir, thanks for coming on the show, and welcome to CPAC Radio Row.
Well,
How you doing?
This is our favorite talk show, of course, because we have the best time.
Checks in the mail.
Secret hot tub party, which I hope you're coming to.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
check it out. Notorious. That's
The secret's out now.
I was accused of being naked in the bathtub.
No, remember that 2 years ago? Yes.
Yeah, and I actually had people throwing money at me saying, "Put your clothes on."
Well, it was a fundraiser.
Most women they give money for taking off, but me they gave me money to put it back.
That's a good fundraiser idea.
That's right. Yeah.
So we have a little bit of time for our next guest to come on the show. I just wanted to grab you on here, publicly thank you for everything you've ever done for the show.
Well,
and also introduce you to Shaun, because listen, Shaun is
Man,
not
that's
a good friend.
hardcore.
And I appreciate you plugging this book, Jan. You are great.
I love that he's wearing a tie and a gun.
Isn't that fantastic?
Is there any other way to roll?
And Congressman,
See, I think
he
you'd
cleaned
be-
it with liberal tears.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
We also did a bumper sticker that said, "If babies had guns, there wouldn't be abortion."
Amen. Amen.
So,
Which it wouldn't go over in New York, but man, in Texas they loved it. Babies, handguns, and one bumper sticker.
liberal heads are exploding as we speak right now.
Yeah, if I drove my Hummer, my squashing liberalism Hummer, through the streets of New York, I'd probably get stoned before I left the city, because on one of the fenders it says "Kill jihadists, not babies," and I've got squashing liberalism. My AR-15's on there. It's the quintessential liberal squasher.
If you drove that in Texas, you'd be nominated and elected to Congress.
Probably on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to come to Texas and run. We'd love you.
That's always been a dream of mine.
I think you should.
Amanda, we don't need to
I'll be your manager.
I will. I may take you up on that.
You guys got to read this book. It's an amazing cover. If you don't have this book, get it just for the cover. He looks he looks so cool in a suit and a machine gun.
I appreciate that. You're too kind, though.
So listen, we're here at CPAC. You're making the rounds. Just want to see, how do you feel about the vibe in the building today?
Well, last night the vibe was great, but that was more because it was induced.
I have a feeling that's coming again later on, Gene.
Possibly later on. I shall neither confirm nor deny on live radio.
We don't do rumors on Behind Enemy Lines.
Correct. We make rumors.
That's right.
What we should really say is, we were talking about it with Shaun earlier. The amount of young people here this year as compared to past years, absolutely tremendous. And they're not just here for what we do afterwards. They're here to actually be engaged
But
and
I'm a little
be a
bit
part
surprised.
of it.
This is the first time I think I've been to CPAC where they had such security.
Absolutely.
And they're taking oranges. They confiscated their oranges.
I don't know.
I've never been hit with an orange, but I guess it could be deadly.
I've never seen an exploding orange either.
Yeah, I think that could be deadly, I guess.
Well, was that during the John Kasich speech? Maybe people want to
There you go.
That's
Good perception.
Absolutely. So now, I want to get your reaction to the news about Donald Trump snubbing CPAC after they gave him a prime spot on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. That is the prime spot. And I think that's second time he bugged out. He did the debate, he bugged out. I don't know. I was thinking, actually, that's an interesting question. I put myself in as a candidate. What would I do? And he's got some tough states coming up. Some of the numbers are coming down. So he's traveling to the competitive states. I think, is there no voting tomorrow?
I believe that there is.
Maybe I think Kentucky. Maybe I think Kentucky.
Yeah, I think they're voting tomorrow. So he got it.
It's a tough choice. I can understand it being a tough choice.
Yeah.
But when you're in a place that you have, I'm going to say over 10,000 people here at CPAC.
Oh yeah, there's
at least.
No, there's even more. Yeah,
of the most active and engaged conservatives you'll ever find.
And I might say,
And
by
you
the
don't
way,
come?
I'm unbiasedly saying, and some of the most beautiful people, I'm not included in that crowd.
Stop! You are a fashion plate and a half.
Oh, stop it!
Love the hair. Love the hair.
No.
Can I interject?
By the way, I got a hair transplant.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Here we are. We're getting ready to elect the next president of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, mind you. And he has a spat with Megyn Kelly, so he wants to avoid Fox News. He claims that if the RNC doesn't treat him just right, he may bolt the RNC. And now, because he's got butthurt over CPAC, he doesn't come, just like Congressman said, to where his base is supposed to be. What's he going to do sitting across the table from world leaders when he gets offended or when he feels threatened?
Yeah.
Is he going to walk away?
I'm being from Texas, and I had lunch every Thursday with my candidates, so...
Well, look, you're at a table of Trump supporters, just so you know.
Oh, phew.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that's your guy.
It's funny because we used to have a baseball guy named Jose Cruz, and they go, Jose Cruz! So now I'm trying
remember
to
Cruz. I remember Cruz back in the 80s.
Yeah.
He broke my heart until the 86.
Both showing our age.
Yeah.
1986 is all I got to say to you.
That's horrible.
Astros Mets.
Was a great
Astros
year.
Wait a minute,
Mets.
that's the year I was born.
Oh, yes, it was. I'm not gonna blow up your spot. So we got
By the way, this is a
here.
fun show. You know, people should tell their friends about this show. They need to understand it's not just about politics, but you guys are great fun, and we need to get this on the satellite. What is it?
We don't plug the competition here, Steve.
Well,
but here's what I will plug. I will plug that Steve
I want you
Stockman.
on the satellite. This show needs to be on the satellite.
You'll get us there. You'll take us to the moon.
Anxious to plug us.
I love it, but I gotta give my due. Congressman Steve Stockman, when he was in Congress, had the highest conservative rating from the ACU.
Yeah.
You were, I forget if it was 99 or 100%. It was right there.
And you can't see it, but I'm gonna give the Congressman a high five here from a Marine because that's awesome. That's
I get
what we
a
need
woo?
more of. I'll give you a rah. How's that?
There we go. Absolutely. So we're not talking to somebody who
By
doesn't
the way,
have the conservative creds.
it's true. You know, once a Marine, I'm a Marine. I tried to go
Yes.
join the Marines, but they wouldn't take me because I had asthma. True story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and here's the
Wait,
it's
are you
horrible.
sure you're not taking Hillary's story? I'm pretty sure she's
Yeah,
right.
I know.
So there I was under heavy fire.
No one will answer my
They
question.
didn't email her back.
You guys,
They lost it.
Yeah.
Deleted.
you
was two
guys
jokes
are
in a
my
row.
friends. I got a question that no one will take up the answer to.
Bring
Well,
it.
besides, let's have a drink.
Bring it.
Why does no one talk about the fact that Hillary barked? And what the hell's going on?
You know what? I see a video on it every now
Obama
and
ate
then.
one and she's barking. Maybe she ate one too.
It's subliminal
Well,
communication.
you know what I said about her earlier. That would fit right in.
Yes.
When I called her,
the B-itch.
yeah, the biatch.
But honestly, you guys, how come, if a Republican started going, boo, 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 that would be a commercial.
Here's the answer. You have a media that protects Hillary Clinton. How often have you heard this week at
But
CPAC?
I still want to know what caused it.
What caused her to bark?
I've spoken
She
many
got a tingle up
times.
her leg.
Huh?
She got the tingle up her leg.
No, but I mean, I've spoken many times. Have you ever seen anybody bark before?
I've seen Howard Dean go woo. I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of
No,
things.
she barked. No, she went. I'm like,
We're having a lot of fun
Oh,
now.
my goodness.
How do we go from
Get the
serious?
padded
We need to transition to 2 drink minimum now, Gene.
And we're there.
Crack one open.
So here's what I wanted to really get to. Oh my goodness, the photos here are going everywhere.
Oh my.
Sure.
What I want to know from Congressman Stockman is what is going on currently in Texas with. I wanted to talk to you actually about Rosemary Lemberg first and foremost. Remember Rosemary Lemberg in Austin and everything?
Yeah.
And I know that Rick Perry just won his criminal suit. Is there going to be any follow-up to that? Is there anything in the works to get this woman just done?
It's horrible because it was totally political. And the Democrats, by the way, are very good at using the courts, including Obama and the Department of Justice, to take out his enemies. For instance, they went after me, they went after Michelle Bachmann, they went after, all the conservatives have gotten attacked by
You're a
justice.
target.
Yeah, and the thing is, people say, why don't you speak up? Well, when you speak up, man, you can get really heavy footprint
Because this
on
is
your
a
back. Like
it's
when
more
you
about
get
retribution.
elected, be careful, man.
Well, what I say about my book is my book's got balls because, and that's what it's going to take. We can't have weak milk toast, roundabout conservatives or Republicans to save this country. We've got to have staunch principles, and we've got to have balls behind it to back it up.
Our good friend Ted Nugent said I had brass ones, which is really
Amen. Yeah,
nice.
There you go.
I brought him to the State of the Union, and because Obama was going to talk about guns, But I understand you got another guest coming up.
We do, but I wanted to just say thank you so much for everything
Thank you
you do
for
for
having
us.
me. And again,
save me a
this
spot in the
book,
hot
you
tub.
got to get it. Squashing Liberalism, and it looks like a good read.
It's fantastic. You want to hang out for a
Thank you.
minute, Shaun?
I'm good. I'm good till 5 o'clock, brother. I can go for a long
All right,
time.
so I want you to stay on for this next
One
guest. This is
other
going to be
thing,
a
too,
cool
while I'm
guest.
on the air, I got to get on tape. Are you getting me the 2 Reagan tickets? Because Jennifer wants one. Did you ever get to see her last night or not?
I did get to see her. She's around here somewhere. But
She's your new show assistant.
this is getting me too much now. I
She
can't.
will be at the hot
This is the
tub
first
party.
time I'm blushing on air.
She will be at the hot tub party.
You scoundrel.
we just went into a totally different direction in the show.
Oh my God.
Well, come on.
Steve,
This is AM radio. sir.
Yeah, but you guys, let me tell you something. Last night was worse than what's happening right now. They were talking about the size. Come on.
Okay, so in the words of Donald Trump to Chris Christie, get on the plane. Steve Stockman, thank you for coming on the show. And we'll be
Take
talking
care.
to you soon.
All right.
All these interviews are great. I love doing them all. And I gotta say, what a pleasure it is to meet all these people. Probably the best conversation I had. I mean, listen, great conversation with friends, a lot of camaraderie on this particular show, a lot of great people that we helped out. But this interview